Hey guys, it's Aijalonwallace. Today we have Jana here, who's in the Czech Republic right now, and we're going to be talking today about her success with Nomad Recruiters Academy and a few of her placements. How are you doing today, Jana?
Hi, I'm doing well. I want to thank you for the opportunity to creating this Nomad Recruitment Academy because it's been very useful. I had for the last month, I had 2 placements in 1 week.
Wow.
Thanks to the principles that I learned from you. It's about what I learned is about how to talk to candidates, so how to ask the questions, how to talk with client. So it's been very useful, and I'm waiting for another placements to happen this week.
Yeah. So I mean, I remember you. I like people to know a little bit about people's background. I remember you used to work at Facebook, and you source for a lot of companies, but you always had this desire to want to be free. You worked for IBM, and you were just like, tell me a little bit about that sense of why you wanted to become a recruiter to start off with.
So when I was working for IBM, I felt like just a number. Nobody was asking me how was my vacation, if I get sick. Nobody was asking me how are you feeling. Nobody really was taking care of me there, and I didn't like 9 to 5. I didn't like to I had to wake up at 8 o'clock, open my computer, and I had to be online until 5 o'clock, which is now when I became freelancer. In the morning, I'm going to swim, then I go for coffee, then I'm doing my nails, then I work a little bit. And
Right.
I love this freedom that I can work from anytime.
I'm just making sure.
Anywhere.
Can you hear me? I had a technical issue over here on my end.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me still?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And I think a lot of people, going back to what you were saying, feel like they're a number, and I was just talking to a couple of students about, like, last couple of weeks ago, the CEO who fired 900 people on a Zoom call. And it was just like, man, how rude, how disrespectful. These people have families, they have partners, friends, bills, and just like that, you can easily be let go. It's crazy how so many people that even watch my channel, they watch my videos, and they want to get started, but they act as if their job is safe or secure. A lot of people are like, oh man, I've been at this job for 5 years, 10 years. There's no way they will let me go. And we've seen it happen so much last year and this year, you just don't know. Also, going back into recruitment, the great thing about our world is that it's remote, so ultimately if you're not working remote or online in the next 10 years, you're probably going to be out of a job. So I guess,
yeah.
So I guess going back to your, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I just want to mention that it's so amazing to work remotely, and I don't have any fear. I have a couple of clients. One client I just got just by asking one friend and telling him, well, pitching him. I was just like telling him what I do on one party, and he was like, hey, we are actually searching for Android developers. Would you like to help us with that? And then I had another client. So it's so easy to have clients here. It's so easy there are so many job roles that are open, and they are hungry for recruiters. So I have always work. If I want to work on Saturday or Sunday, I always have work to do. Like I am never without a job. That means that I can never be without money or without security, because I have, like, they cannot fire you because it's like you are there. They have different agreement with you, so nobody is going to fire you because they are happy that you are sending CVs and that you are scheduling the calls with the candidates, so they take it like an extra help.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. As long as you have jobs, you will always have work, and and have opportunities to make deals. So I remember you had these 2 placements. And I remember you hopped in one of our group coaching calls and you were like, AJ, I'm struggling, I'm still struggling to find candidates, and we went deeper into some of the sourcing strategies that I gave you. But can we just talk about, I you mentioned that it was somewhat hard to find some of the candidates at first, but you eventually found them. And what steps, what were some of the steps you took, without giving everything away, but what helped you throughout that process to make those placements?
So I created, thanks to you and your help, I created another LinkedIn account under my nickname,
Hmm.
which is my second name. And I had more email messages and I had more connections to make. So that was first thing. And also I started to ask for referrals.
Mm,
Because you also told me that it's good strategy to ask them,
yeah.
hey, do you know somebody? So one guy, he gave me a perfect lead for the
Wow.
guy who was immediately available. And
Mm,
it's another placement, and it was just thanks to me asking, do you have anybody in your network who can cooperate with me? And it was so quick. So this was the two things that helped me.
and that's what I tell people all the time. It's like you're almost leaving food on your plate. Every time you talk to a candidate, there's always an opportunity to get referrals out of that candidate because they work amongst the team. Sometimes we make life so hard. We posting ads, we wasting a lot of money on job ads on LinkedIn, when all you have to simply do is just ask the candidate, hey, who do you know? Or I'm giving out a bonus or a bonus referral if you help me make this deal. So that's awesome that you did it. You've been in the program from roughly, I think you made your first two placements within your first 60 days of joining the program. So you really went at it. And the great thing about it was you took action. I remember last year, you were at IBM and you were holding off and you wasn't really taking action. And I guess, like, what was it that made you were like, okay, I'm going to take action. I really want this, because you took
You know
advantage of
what?
the program. Yeah.
You know what, MJ? I was just tired of 9 to 5. I
Yeah.
was just tired of it. Now I can wake up anytime and I can work from anywhere. I can go to Croatia, I can go to Spain. I'm planning to go to Mexico and Dubai this year.
Yep.
And I'm just taking my laptop with me and I'm just working the hours that I want to work. It's
Yeah.
everything is up to me. So I love it so much.
Wow.
And I quit IBM. It was 2 months ago when I sent a message that I will not continue anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Congratulations.
I was just tired of IBM.
Yeah.
I don't recommend anybody these corporates
Yep.
because you are just a number and nobody really cares.
Mm,
Now, my candidates, they care about me, my clients, they care about me.
yeah.
And it's a little bit like I have like a small agency, of
Yeah.
few clients. And I'm hoping to get some more in Mexico and Dubai when I go there.
Yeah.
So I would like to also meet some clients personally. So I have big dreams and big goals for my company. I always want to have minimum 2 placements per month, but that's a minimum. And in Czech Republic, they promised me that if I have 2 placements a month, I will earn 200,000 Czech crowns, which is a lot of money,
Wow.
which is like $10,000
That's good.
per month.
Wow. That's
So
good.
they said I will have it if I keep on having placement like I'm having now.
Yeah.
So I don't really need any other job, any other security.
Yeah.
But coming from traditional background, that was challenging because my parents are all about you have to
Very
have 9 to 5
traditional.
job,
Yeah.
very traditional. And I'm the one, no, I don't want to have 9 to 5. I want to have
Yeah.
my own business. Like I have it now, it's perfect.
Wow.
Really.
Yeah. And now we're talking about strategies for you to start working on US jobs. And I mean, that's the
Yeah.
beautiful, thing about not just the program, but just the lifestyle. I mean, you're living in the Czech Republic, right now, everyone knows I live in Brazil where the dollar is 1 to 6. So think about every time you make a placement, even like $10,000 is 50 grand here. So it's it's like you're rich almost. You can do whatever you want to do, and but that's the beauty of our lifestyle. And but I guess for people out there that were in your shoes, what advice would you give them? Because you took a long time to take action. We were talking for a year before you
Yeah,
really
I was
started
in
that.
IBM for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you say to somebody who wants to do it, but they're still hesitating, they're not taking action, but they want to start their agency? What would be your advice for them to, really make it happen?
So if I would say, if you want to have security, it's good to keep your 9 to 5, but after that, do the course, like
Mhm.
study the course, because I was studying your principles. I was reading books. I was really
Yeah.
feeding my mind, because that's one of the things you are teaching at the course, that we have to feed our mind with
Yeah.
the positive books, with the law of attraction and visualization. So I would sit on my couch and I would just visualize how I'm free from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And it really came. So I would just say, don't hesitate and do it even earlier than me, because I was 2 years in IBM and I was studying the principle of recruitment. And after 2 years, I quit.
Yeah.
But I think you can do it sooner, and you don't have to be afraid, because there's money in the recruitment,
Yeah.
there's really a lot of money. Every placement, it's a lot of money. So and just start to talk to clients, just to be sure. Even when I had from 9 to 5, I was sending email messages. Hi, I am Jana and I'm a freelance recruiter. Even when I wasn't freelance recruiter, I wanted to
Yeah.
just find some clients, find some work, find some freelance work. And that's how I found my freelance work. I was just applied for that. And then they gave me all the clients. And because
Wow.
they have relationship with them for 10 years,
Yeah.
so I got all their clients, and they also pay me some fixed amount,
Yeah.
which is really good.
And
But in the
yeah.
future, I would like to have only the clients and not have like a company that is helping me.
Yeah.
But now on the beginning, I think I need it.
Right. Now the thing about it as well, what you were mentioning, a lot of people don't know. Sometimes you can get paid in advance to work on jobs. And there are clients who pay half up front for you to start sourcing on those jobs because they know it gives you more responsibility. But imagine living in a country where the dollar is strong or your placements are bigger and it gives you much more time. The great thing about this lifestyle is that not only does it give us time and freedom, it gives us time and freedom to focus on growing our agency, creating multiple streams within our agency or multiple streams outside of our agency, and also investing our money as well. I'm talking a lot in the program as well about how students should start investing in cryptocurrency. I've 10x my money in crypto. So imagine if you
That's
would have,
something that I don't do, and I would like to
yeah,
learn that from you. So it's still,
yeah,
because what I like
we're gonna
about
have a
your
lot more
courses is,
classes on it.
yeah, the what I like about your courses, it's you always have a plan. Like, for example, now I'm going to Mexico. You told me, why don't you search for Mexican clients?
Hmm.
And I never thought about it, and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, you're amazing. Because it's like it gives me freedom to live somewhere. Mexico is a very cheap country for me,
Very cheap.
so I can just go there and I can just have some clients there.
Yeah.
I can go for a coffee with them. I can help them to
Yeah.
source and recruit some candidates, and
Mhm.
anywhere in the world you go, you can still do this job. I think that's the best job I ever found, is the
You can.
recruitment job.
You can. And I mean, even if I really wanted to, even in Brazil, there's Google here, Facebook. If I wanted to, I can go work for those companies and they probably will really value a person like me. But I could just, partner with companies here. I can try to bring on clients here. But, ultimately, when you're going to these countries, the great thing about it is that you're able to sit down. You're exotic when you're traveling to these countries. So people want to meet you. They want to talk to you. They want to sit down with you, everybody. And then, coffee, it doesn't cost nothing but $1. Breakfast, $5 or $4. But that $5 or $4 breakfast can turn into a $10,000 placement. So getting out there and mingling is also a great opportunity. But yeah, just forgot about. I got a friend I'm going to connect you with in Mexico when you go there. He went. We were. He was in my master's program in Australia, so he's a big tech guy there now. So I'm gonna introduce you to him.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, you
And
guys.
I'm really excited to also try to recruit in USA, the program that you mentioned.
Right.
It's also something that is like, that's so amazing about our career is that it's and evolving. Like
Yeah.
you can, you can do anything. You can recruit in USA. Like
All over
it's
the
a dream
world.
for
It's
me.
universal. Recruitment is universal all over the world, and not to cut you off, but it's just universal. And that's, like you're saying, it doesn't matter, anywhere. I want to ask you as well, as a woman, uh, do you think it's important for women to become entrepreneurs in today's society more than because I know that it's a lot of successful women that works the 9 to 5 world, the corporate world, but there's still a lot of sexism that goes on. There's still a lot of underpaying, where women are not paid equally. What happens now is that women and men get paid equal salaries, but their bonuses are different. Then, and legally you can't talk about your finances, but there was a situation, one of my mentors, where she was, she complained about her salary. She was making, I think 200 grand, and the other guy was making 200 grand, but she only had a 10% bonus compared to his 35% bonus.
Wow.
And she didn't notice. It was a big difference. And she worked for a giant consulting company. But I guess your take on, do you feel in today's society that more women should become entrepreneurs, should become business owners? And
I have experienced sexism when I was working for one
oh yeah, I remember that.
client, and he was in the stock market, and there was a lot of men, and they had always more percentage than I had, only because I was woman. So it's a long time. I'm not working for that stock market anymore.
Well, yeah.
But I found it as it's actually really good to be woman and to work in recruitment IT agency, because a lot of guys are guys, right?
Yeah.
So you are bringing that women element into their daily lives, because they are just sitting and coding, and then they pick up the phone and there's nice voice of a nice lady, who wants to
I
talk
tell
to them.
people.
So I found it advantage actually to be a woman and to work for IT recruitment agency,
Yeah.
because most of my candidates are men.
There.
Just like sometimes I bump into a woman, but it's really rare. Usually I'm talking to
Yeah.
men, and they are like really nice to me. And if I don't understand something, some technical words, they're always explaining me what they are doing exactly and teaching me. It's kind of natural,
Yeah.
like men,
When
women.
when I was in Australia, my mentor told me, if you're not a woman or American, you're not going to do well in the recruitment market here. And and that's because the market was 90% predominantly men, and then everyone had Australian and British accent. So people, if you're like, people love talking to Americans, so that and I was black as well. It wasn't that many black American recruiters in Sydney, and it's still not. And so, and then but also here, I was telling one on our group coaching call last night, one of our students, I was telling her, like, you're a woman, men want to talk to you, and
Exactly.
they're 10 times most likely to say yes to meet you for a coffee. Like,
Because it's hard to say no to a woman.
it really is, especially if you're, it's almost, I always tell people, recruitment is just like dating. So how often do you get women that ask men out? And it's just like, I mean, it's not, I mean, we're not talking about dating, we're talking about money. We're trying to, talk about jobs. But if a woman gets on the phone and say, hey, John, are you free to meet me for a coffee just for, 20, 30 minutes? I could by your office, or I can come to you. I'm not going to say no. I'm like, yeah, I can meet you for a 20, 30-minute coffee. And, because you're right, you're looking at their most IT teams are full of men. They're around men all day, and then most importantly, women in IT, like women software engineers, women developers, any woman that's in IT space are in high demand as well. So, that could be a rare pitch as well, where I tell some people, specializing your agency to a woman's, like I only recruit for women IT, women in IT. So I got women, that's a great pitch and strategy sometimes for clients, because it's always usually 10 men developers and one woman. That's usually how it is. So, it's always good to spice things up. And a lot of people, we're going to be seeing that diversity increase more and more with a lot of companies, where a lot of companies have to meet this, this diversity quota, and they have to have women or a person of a different background on the team, because it's usually required by law, sometimes.
Yeah. I remember as we met in Australia, AJ.
Yeah, yeah.
So you remember I was working for this professional recruitment Australia, and I had
Yeah.
such a success with my accent because they were like, they wanted to help me, They
Yeah.
were like, oh, this girl, she has a problem with English, so let's have a coffee with her, let's help her out. So I had so many meetings with clients
Yeah.
who just wanted to help me,
Yeah. Well, and they saw your modeling pictures. They saw your movies as well. So that's, a lot, your past, you were a big thing in Australia. But yeah, I mean, going back to it, I'm happy that you're doing well. I'm happy that you've taken action as well. You just brung on, we had a competition this month. So we're giving away, crypto money. So we're giving away, like, we're doing $100 cash crypto prize, and we're giving away an NFT. So I love that we're providing incentives to just motivate students more this month. Jana already has, was the first one to win a competition. Like, she's going to get her cryptocurrency cash this month. And we're also going to give a NFT to the first person to win. If you guys are not familiar with NFTs, they're non-fungible, tokens. They're pretty much, it's digital art that people are buying and selling, but also they're living in the metaverse with this art. Some of these NFTs are already selling for $10,000, $20,000. So I have some very rare NFTs that I'm giving away to students. But it's motivating, because I'm trying to, the one thing about the course is that I'm constantly updating the program, and most importantly, I'm shifting us into where I think recruitment is going to go. And I think that we're heading into a virtual world of recruitment, where recruiters may be recruiting in the metaverse. And that's a whole nother topic that I'm going to be talking about. But I'm constantly trying to keep the people in my program ahead of the game, So look, we're going to finish up. Any last
Perfect.
words for anybody watching this video? Any last words of advice that you want to finish?
Yeah, just don't fear, do not fear, and just do it. Just go for it, because it's exciting journey. I love every day of working because it's fun. It's my hobby. I love it. I absolutely love to talk to clients and candidates. The job is easy once you are finding your way. Study the principles from AJ, because they're really worthy. And yeah, that's it. Just go for it.
Well, look, I thank you once again, Jana. Have a good day, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye bye. I'm gonna